French Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. It's never too late to find your best self. So please never lose sight of who you are or who you can be. It's fear that drives us deeper into restrictive, painful ego states and away from a direct experience of our true nature. And that true nature is a loving, connected being, connected to all, supportive of everyone, especially now when it is apparent that we need to be. Now, I want to say thank you to my good friend Alan for your kind comments, especially about how meaningful this year's Passover presentations were for you. And I appreciate that you got so much out of it. I never know who listens or watches or just reads, except when I get emails or phone calls from people who want me to know that it was an impactful episode. Sometimes people I never knew still watch or listen, still watch and listen. And that's why I love to continue doing these for you. I learn from everyone that I do, and I learn from all of you. And I'm happy to share what I learned. And I heard from someone I hadn't heard from in a while. It's great to hear from my dear old friend Feivel in Jerusalem. I met him when I was living there. I met him and his wonderful girlfriend, and we had a connection that time, and distance can never sever. There's people in our lives that are unforgettable. And something else is unforgettable. And that we must ensure stays forever unforgettable. That's Yom HaShoah. Observed the other day, Holocaust Remembrance Day. The annual day of remembering the victims of the Holocaust, which is celebrated by Jewish communities the world over. It should be celebrated by all communities because nobody wants to see another Holocaust take place. Now, if you did not, then light a candle and elevate the souls of those 6 million martyrs, because it is time to make sure that we never do forget. I'll remember you at the end of the trail. I had so much left to do. I had so little time to fail. There's some people that you don't forget, even though you've seen them one time or two. When the roses fade and I'm in the shade, I'll remember you. Didn't I try to love you? Didn't I try to care? Didn't I weep beside you with the rain blowing in your hair? We must never forget, my friends. Never forget anybody, but never forget the 6 million. It's so important to honor the memory of those who came before. As I said before, someday one last person will remember you for the last time. And from that day forward, no one ever will. And we never will forget. And we never will cease illuminating the path of light for the souls the world over as we come together in the collective consciousness of seekers, showing faith and love, because we are a community, a chavura, fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites all of us in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing, bringing light, and keeping fear at bay. So once again, please do go ahead, invite everybody, physically, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the He named the Tov. Come together. He named the Tov. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community community, together. My friends, let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the entire world. Because remember, this is your setting aside just a tiny little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. And it's a part of your kavanah, your intention that you put out to the universe. It is your goodwill. Let's take some time now to send some of that goodwill, some light and some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. The world needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. Float through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. The energy will get to them. It's for pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam. That's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. So let's send thoughts and energy for health and renewal for everybody in need. For those in our hearts and our minds, as we say goodbye to Cassie. Baruch Dayan Ha'amet, who fought so valiantly but was called to join the angels, where she will rest in the Garden of Eden. For Paulie and Tally, for Philip, for Daniel, for my dear friends Moti and Anna, for Ryan and Sherry and Bob, for Devorah. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes and goodwill and love that we all send out. It circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world's a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Shabbat. Avotim. Makor HaBracha. Bimotim. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Baruch, let us all have our spirits renewed the world over, my friends. This is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Misha Baruch, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now, in the next 4 weeks, we have 3 double parshas. Maybe it'll make us feel like we're whipping through the manual of the priest so we can get back to where we once belonged. New phrases will occupy our vocabulary. We got an introduction to them last time. Tamah, tahor, unclean and clean, impure and pure. There's that division again, and they are states of being, and we use them so easily. We can point to something, to someone, and say, Tamah. Everyone will understand you just labeled that as unclean. And you could go from a position of being Tamah to being returned to Tahor, perhaps our natural state. It is a condition. The most famous episode of which is when Miriam goes from Tamah to Tahor. And the whole concept of leprosy, which we read about today, is used throughout the wilderness generation as an example of an altered state of being. As we read tazria and metzora, she will conceive and leper. 2 conditions that both render someone unclean. Not since we saw Jacob sneak off in the night with his family and possessions, and Rachel having taken Laban's teraphim, or household gods, have we seen the view of women being impure. Laban could not, would not, search Rachel or her camel because she was having her period, referred to as the way of women. We've been told how blood contains the essence of life, so it is sacred. But women in blood means impurity. This parsha is the first reference to women and reproduction since that earlier part, and it centers on impurity as a condition. Now, we've been cast into the world of division. That's what Leviticus is all about. Impure and pure. This is impure. And the second part that we read, the one on leprosy, is also understood to be a state of impurity, but it's about the purification and ultimate return of those who were inflicted as they become purified. Not cured, purified. Leviticus 12:2. Speak to the children of Israel, saying, a woman, when she will bear seed and give birth to a male, will be impure 7 days. She will be impure like the days of the impurity of her menstruation. But if she gives birth to a female, she'll be impure twice as long, 14 days. So what's this saying? It can only be partial equality. Female is inherently impure, most obvious during birth and menstruation. But it's not just the 14 days versus the 7 days, because after birth she has to be purified for a period of 33 days if a male, 66 days if a daughter. And here's where we get another one of those translation issues that colors the interpretations of things. You see, when her time is up, she goes and sacrifices an offense offering. Now, the present case is a strategic instance of why it's misleading to have some of these translations, because the translation of the Hebrew chatat, as almost every English version will do, they call it a sin offering. Very few translations will say offense offering, but that's what the word really means. Surely the child-bearing woman has done nothing that can be called a sin, but it creates an image for us that it is a sin. The state of ritual impurity imposed on her by biological circumstances makes her a potential source of violation of the sancta, which would be an offense to the cult and to its divine object. So she's instructed to present an offense offering that will mark the completion of her period of purification. It's not because she's done something wrong. Then there's also this long and boring section on general dermatological disorders. The precise identification of diseases and even symptoms remains uncertain. I'm not even going to talk about it. Now, this is a setup for this whole section on physical conditions, skin rashes, visible differences, as we talked about before. Therefore, we see what's wrong with somebody. And this serves as a greater setup for this whole bigger discussion of leprosy. Leprosy, metzora. Now, it's believed to be an acronym of 3 words, motzi shem ra, meaning someone who speaks slander or negatively about someone. Gossip, lashon hara, negative, even forbidden speech, as Miriam does about Moses' second wife. Heard it from a friend. Heard it from a friend. Heard it from another. You've been messing around. The danger of gossip. Now, I really learned back in 1986 that thoughts are things. They trigger speech, which triggers action. It's not true when they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words not only hurt, my friends, they kill, they destroy. See, it's not about the condition or stopping its spread like a disease. It's about impurity. The concern's not a medical one of contagion, but a ritual one of contamination. Tama, impurity, uncleanness. Leviticus 13:44 is about the leprous man. He is impure. And it's the priest who shall identify him as impure. His affliction is in his head. Leviticus 13:45. And the leper, in whom is the affliction, his clothes shall be torn, and the hair of his head shall be loosed, and he shall cover over his mustache, and he shall call impure, impure. You can point to somebody and call them impure. The larger issue is one of categories and separation, holy and secular, pure and impure. It's the recurring concern of Leviticus. Leviticus 14:1. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, this shall be an instruction for the leper in the day of his purification. He shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall go outside the camp, and the priest shall see. And if here the affliction of leprosy has been healed from the leper, the priest shall see. Again, the priest is not a physician. The priest has identified the condition and now sees that the condition is healed. So what follows is not a ritual of healing. The person's already healed. It is a ritual of purification. Then the priest shall command, and one shall take 2 live, pure birds, cedar wood, scarlet, and hyssop for the one being purified. There's hyssop again, the herb most mentioned in the Bible, used for purification. We used it to mark the blood on our doorposts. Yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it, my friend. Express your gratitude. Light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, and all who live in the light continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everybody. And end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy your journey, my friends. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our own efforts to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Maybe the miracle beat will all be let out. Examine your intentions and use them to imprint your will on the universe. Because remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong. To yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, with accountability and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be a forgiving and compassionate person. Because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It is your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year, and may you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind. Because the deepest source of real power lies in consciousness and the ability to be mindful, aware, present in all of life's circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life and continue to touch and transform the lives around you. You're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet, health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed, my friends. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless, to heal. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself. Love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. And be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them. Tell them what they mean. And remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. Watch your words. They hurt you. They heal you. They imprison you, and they free you. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And we all need to ask forgiveness of others. Listen to the voice of God as he, she, it talks to you. And think before you speak, because your words have incredible power. If the wife and I fuss together, that's all right. Me and that sweet woman gotta last the fight. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine. Minding other people's business seems to be high tone. I got all that I can do just to mind my own. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. If you mind your business, you'll stay busy all the time. Mind your own business. Do not gossip. Do not invite impurity. Now, thank you for joining me, my friends. Stay safe. Celebrate freedom and love. Light a candle. Elevate the souls of those who are gone and your own. Let the world know you will never forget. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Thank you, and I will see you all next week. Take care. Bye.